I play Ruth Condomine. She's married to Charles Condomine in Blithe's Spirit, which is based on a Noel Coward play. And my character is the second wife of Charles, whose first wife was sadly killed in a riding accident. And due to him wanting to research a project, we hire Madame McCarthy, played by Dame Judi Dench, to conjure up the spirit of his ex-wife, albeit unintentionally, who wreaks havoc on the pair of us, and all hijinks ensue. I have seen the play and I have read the play, and I've also seen the David Lean movie, and I've seen one other interpretation also, so I'm quite familiar with the work. I think that this has got a lot of sort of fresh comedy to it, and hopefully we will differentiate ourselves through that. And I just think the casting's really original and fun, and hopefully we can do something different and equally imaginative with it. So my character Ruth, who's married to Charles Condomine, played by Dan Stevens, is becoming increasingly disappointed and frustrated at her husband. He's supposed to be adapting a screenplay from a book that he wrote, and he's not able to creatively because I'm unaware of the fact that his former wife actually wrote all of his crime novels. So I can't work out why he's so castrated creatively, and equally in the bedroom he's also not able to perform, shall we say. So our marriage is definitely on the rocks at this point before the ghost appears. And Ruth's the kind of person, she's very aspirational. She wishes she wants to be living really the Hollywood lifestyle, but instead she's kind of married to a guy who isn't seemingly that interested in performing in many areas, and is a little frustrated. I think my character Ruth Condomine is quite a practical woman and a realist, and she in no way believes in clairvoyance or horoscopes or anything that she would deem as hocus pocus. So his sort of beastly hallucinations are quite challenging for her. And then once she comes to terms with the fact that the ghost is not only really around, but he can speak, talk to her, and potentially touch her, my character becomes quite rattled and does everything she can to exorcise the demon, so to speak. Dan and I have had a really fun time together. He's incredibly nice, very easygoing, a very generous person to work with, and so far, and Leslie and I have had a couple of scenes which is fun, and so so far it's been really fun. I feel as though I was very drawn to this project because I love Noel Coward and because I love language, and I feel as if everybody now communicates in emoticons on their cell phones, and that the word is sort of dying off and being replaced with pictures. And I think when we have a large vocabulary, we're able to communicate clearly and precisely with each other and understand our emotions better. So I'm a big fan of this film because I feel as if what Noel Coward does so well is obviously he's such a brilliant wordsmith, and the language is so figurative and beautiful, and it's just an honor to get to say it and not to have explosions in a movie. I think Ed Hall, he comes from a theatre background. He has a very character-driven approach to directing, which I'm very grateful for as an actor. And visually, I think he's made some very cool choices in terms of how the characters look and how the sets look and the world looks. Well, I think because this is set in the 30s, which, after the 20s, we sort of got out of the corsets and we had the long dropped waists. So the costumes have been incredibly comfortable, but equally very beautiful and very detailed. So my character, Ruth Condomine, is obviously English. And so I had to learn basically to speak with an English accent and to open my mouth more and use a lot of muscles in the front of my mouth, which I'd never done before, which is quite challenging. It's a torrid time at the beginning, because as an Australian, we sort of say everything with a smile at the back of the mouth. But now I'm kind of used to it. I find myself doing the accent at home, which everyone in the house finds ridiculous. I think that audiences will take away from this movie a love of more innocent times. All the characters in this movie kind of repress their emotions in a very British way in the 1930s. So there's all that wonderful witty language rather than what we're seeing today. And also it's very romantic and sweet, and it's a revenge story, and it's got a little action, and it's got some humor. Essentially it's a comedy, and you know, and it's got Judi Dench. I mean, it doesn't get better than Judi Dench. Dame Judi Dench.